So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They'll run with Corum to begin the drive. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the game's first play. And it's 2nd down now. Here's Milton. Open man, it's Hunter. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. It's a gain of 15, and the Rams have a 1st down.
At the 49-yard line.
Tag! 70 Timberwolves. Hurt.
Running left, Corum. And they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain. The Rams had 2-1 now to start the campaign, and they were looking good until last week's loss took them from the ranks of the unbeaten.
Yeah, I don't think anyone was expecting this team to push the 72 Dolphins, but still, you got to take a lot of positives from this first month. If they can bounce back and move to 3-1, they'll be pretty well set up for the remainder of the season to follow.
Bronco switch. Net. Ready.
Again, it's Corum. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
Ready. Fix the Eagle. Ready.
Here's Milton now to throw. And that will get the off target and incomplete.
This could be the start of a nice stand from this defense now after getting walked backwards on this drive. Come through with another one here, and you have them staring at a 3rd and long, and that puts the defense in a position to dictate to the offense.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Come on. Check Cougar 19.
Milton. Got his man, that's Luke Musgrave. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 28. It's a gain of 11 and a 1st down L.A. We got to like what you're seeing from this offense here on the first drive. A nice sustained series to begin the game, and it will continue after picking up another 1st there.
Would you say the word methodical comes to mind? I love the execution. I love what they're doing on this drive. They're controlling the ball, controlling the game, controlling the clock.
18 cards, go!
Corum now on 1st and 10. And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be 2nd down. Well, this defense for the Seahawks, they were very good last week in the win over New Orleans.
No matter what coverage was called, they were right in the hip pockets of the receivers all game long. Step for step, running their routes with them. Turned out they were right there every time the ball was in the air, and they came away with 5 interceptions in that one.
Heck of a broken tackle, but only able to work this down near the 23. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
Not a big run, not an explosive run, but they've held the ball for plenty of plays on this drive. They're just trying to impose their will on the defense right now.
They'll break the huddle and come up on the 9th play of this drive, needing 5 yards on 3rd down. Now Milton. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
3rd down is the down. Both sides know they absolutely have to win. And the name of the game for the defense is pressure on the quarterback. But pressure on the quarterback with contact, that's how you end up winning it.
And this one is right through. And the Rams have the first points here. It's 3-0. So the opening drive does yield points. Maybe not the 7 they wanted, but they'll take the 3.
Accumulating first downs does not go up on the scoreboard, but it does go into the DNA of a team that's trying to establish itself to start a game. That has to feel pretty good for them. They'll take the 3.
Yeah, they had 3 first downs and 3 points. And he is out of bounds as they'll start past the 30. looking to put a drive together.
Here we go. Set.
They'll run. It's Kenneth Walker. And he maneuvers up the middle for 3. And it's second down. You talk about this Rams defense. They come into this one 9th in the NFL against the run.
They've established themselves as a top 10 run-stopping unit in the NFL here in the early going. All signs point to me towards them continuing that throughout the season. They look pretty good, pretty darn cohesive to me.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Oh, his first throw of the game going to be intercepted. He may go, and he will bring it back. It's an interception return for a Rams touchdown.
We constantly talk about defenders having great vision and being able to see plays unfold and make their own plays, but you also have to have good feel as well because you can't see everything out there. See the play unfold, feel what's going on, and then get into the right spot and make your own play. And in this case, it turned out to be a highlight one.
Extra point right down the middle. And the lead grows to 10-0. So an early 10-0 lead for them now as they kick it away. And we will not have a run back here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 20-yard line. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. Early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game, but I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them, but I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice, but at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
They'll send a receiver in motion to the left. So offense moving a little too slow there, could not get set, and they get the penalty. Of course, that flag accepted, and it backs the ball up 5 yards. He'll look to throw. Over the middle and complete to Shaheed. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. A great play there. His third touchdown now on the year. And the Seahawks are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6.
Partner, you know what the real key is to stopping a good passing attack?
You tell me.
Being able to tackle as soon as a guy catches the football.
Didn't work out there.
No, because when you give up the big run after catch, the rack yardage, that puts your defense in a big-time stressful position.
A lot of rack yardage and a touchdown there on the big play. Extra point attempt here still to come. And they're back within a field goal. It's 10-7 now. So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here.
35-yard line.
The LA offense ready to go for their next drive. And Charles, these early season in-division games are always interesting because you're still kind of figuring yourself out, but you want to know as much as you can about the opponent, especially when it's a division matchup. So I'm curious to see how the rest of this one plays out.
Yeah, that's a good point. Because
and he's going to take this one in for a Rams touchdown. Blake Corum, his third rushing touchdown on the year. And the Rams are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. The extra point splits the uprights, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And he won't quite make it to the 25. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
A strong showing their last time out. They scored the touchdown, but Charles, they look up and they're still down double digits, so you feel like just to keep pace, this drive probably needs to end in the end zone as well.
Yeah, and I think the best move for them is to not worry about how far they are down on the scoreboard, but to just remember the last drive and how it ended. Go ahead and try and repeat that. Then you can look at the scoreboard and see where this game is.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. He finds Smith-Njigba. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A gain there of 30 big ones.
Seems like all the fireworks in this first quarter have been on the other sideline, but here they're saying, hey, we've got some explosive guys on our side too. And that's a big play in a game that's looking like it might be full of big plays.
So from Rams territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Back to throw here. He finds his man complete. That's Horton. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
Well, that one hurts. That wipes away what would have been a big play.
Well, you and I both know coaches aren't real big on silver linings, but at least that play call was a successful one. Now the focus offensively, that goes to overcoming the penalty and making all that yardage back again.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty.
60 Eagles, 18, pioneer. Hey, pass.
Looking to throw. And Walker has it. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. It's a gain of 34.
He was not the primary target. They expected to get the ball downfield. Instead, checked it down. An old coach of mine used to say to us all the time, when they check it down, that should end the down. In this case, though, he foiled that in a big way and turned it into a big play.
And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. After one, 17-7 is our score. Seahawk football here to start quarter number 2, as they've got it with a 2nd and 1 coming up.
Ready, break.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and it'll fall incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. They tried the throw on 2nd down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Horton. And the Seahawks are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
And that one was a lot of fun right there because that was the game within the game. 3rd and short, blitz was on. What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry. And that was a quick little completion. Got the job done for a first down.
First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game.
Pass caught, Arroyo right side.
Nice job defensively to hold him to 4, and now it's 2nd and goal.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. And that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You get better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal.
Go street. 19, target, corner, 17. Go.
Back to throw again. And it's caught. And he gets halfway there from the 6 to the 3 on a gain of 3. They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal.
Cowboy 80.
They'll look to throw again.
He finds Smith-Njigba in the end zone for a Seahawk touchdown.
2 yards on the touchdown there.
And the Seahawks are back within a score.
Point after, right down the middle. And the lead's down to a field goal at 17-14.
Seahawks 14. Michael Dixon.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27.
At their own 27-yard line.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line.
Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
10 at the 49-yard line.
Ready, ready.
So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Ready. 70.
They run once more with Corum.
And they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
Ready.
Throwing is Milton.
And he's got his man in stride, complete. Only able to gain a couple there. 3rd and 7 now.
I know it was a gain, but you have to sense probably a little bit of disappointment there because when it's out there in open space, I think they expect to get more out of a play, don't you?
Especially when you're getting it to your guy out of the backfield. You're expecting him to be able to create something, be a little more shifty.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Good open field tackling held it to an okay game.
To throw is Milton. Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 31-yard line. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
No, here we go. Shot. Bronco 80.
They run straight ahead with Corum.
Touchdown, LA! Blake Corum with his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And they're able to add on to their advantage. Now they'll line up to kick the extra point. And his guys will take a 10-point lead.
Makes the score Rams 24, Seahawks 14.
Rams kickoff team on the field, and here we go with the ball in the air. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. They're down now 24-14. Work to do as they come up on a 1st and 10. Powerful running. A very good move, but for a relatively modest gain out near the 32. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
2nd and 3. Outright to Smith-Njigba. Loose inside the 30. Inside the 10. And he does take it in for the touchdown, but a flag on the field, and I don't think this is going to stand.
Yeah, don't put the points on the board just yet.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. They're going to look to throw. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete.
A pretty rocky start in this game for the guy throwing the ball. Already has thrown 1 interception. Almost threw a 2nd one right there. All he's doing right now is giving the defense a whole lot of confidence.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. They'll set up a throw. That one caught. It's Horton. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A big gain of 28 as the drive continues.
Yeah, these are the types of plays they're going to need to hit on if they're going to get back into this game. It hasn't been the greatest of first halves, but this is a nice throw here on 3rd down, and they keep the drive going.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down.
And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it. Elijah Moore, the intended receiver.
But it's going to be 2nd down.
Get it! 19, 18! 19 tight, 19 tight, go!
Again, he'll drop to throw. To the sideline. Wow, what a catch. Doesn't get a lot out of it, but he is able to keep the feet in bounds. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football.
Here's 3rd and 9.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And the ball is knocked out. And fortunately, he's able to get this one back, so it is a 1st down. Defensively well done.
And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right.
Ready, ready. Ready. 60 in.
Now the ball comes loose. And now the Rams have got it going the other way. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line. We know he's got the speed to get downfield, Charles, but there's the negative side. A little loose with the football that time.
And that's normal, especially when you have his type of talents, because you feel like you're into the open field and maybe you don't feel the people who are around you or closing in. All quarterbacks have to do extra ball security drills with the way the game's played now, because defenses, they attack the football as much as they attack the runner.
Following the fumble recovery, Milton. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
Second and 10.
Here we go. Here we go. Ready?
Up the middle, here's Corum. And he'll slip his way up across the 30 to the 32. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a third down.
That second down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable third down, because they had incompletion on first down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
Here's 3rd and 6.
60, Panther 60, Panther 60.
To throw, it's Milton. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to. So on 4th down, on is Ethan Evans to punt for the Rams. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. That's taken on the 25. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
Let's go now.
And with him down 2 scores, you wonder if they might try and put something together, even if it's just to get into field goal range. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on 2nd down. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. 2 yards to go, 2nd down. He'll drop to throw. This one goes underneath to Walker. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside.
That was a pretty favorable situation there. What would you call that? 2nd and manageable? Smart play, too. Didn't force it downfield when he didn't have it. Just checked it down, let him get the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
Cut 70. 70 Timberwolves. 79 Broncos.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. And that is incomplete. Down to 15 seconds now.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have now allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
Now a 2nd and 10.
60 Bison, 60 Bison. Go.
Now back to throw. He's got a man. Downfield is Horton. Now here's a timeout as they're going to get it with 8 seconds remaining here in the first half.
Barney sold the go route really well. Thought he was going deep and curled it back inside for a nice completion.
DBs love when they pump the brakes, don't they?
Yeah, that's really a whole lot of fun. It's almost like you said, listen, if you're going to sell the go, just go. Well, let's see who's faster.
18 Rattler. Come on, come on. 18, hot, 70, hot, 70. Ready.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. That's down the field. He's got Arroyo.
He's certainly done a nice job spreading the field on this drive, and here he finds his big tight end for good yardage. And that's what you have to do. Keep defenses guessing about where you're going to go with the football.
And his kick is indeed good, and that will do it for this first half. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. Both these offenses have been in fine form. What will the second half bring us as we are underway in quarter 3?
And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway.
Well, Charles, in that first half, we saw a fair amount of offense on both sides of the football, and now the team trailing here will start with it in the 3rd quarter.
And we both know this coach pretty darn well, don't we? Because his game planning is always on point. And now that he's getting the ball to start the second half, how about all the offense that you already referenced in the first half? He'll put that all together and come out with something really strong, I believe, to get things going here in the 3rd quarter.
18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal.
Here's a 2nd and 7.
There's a short one caught by Arroyo.
A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
Third down and 1.
They'll look to throw here.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there. Give him 5 yards there, and it's enough for the first. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw.
He finds Smith and Jigba.
That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And it'll be 2nd down.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders. Hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
Up the middle they run. It's Walker.
And a good run here as he'll rumble all the way down to the 40-yard line.
That good for 19 and a first down.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. Just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him. So it looks like they still have some fight in them on this series, because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But this defense gets 2 more stops. They can keep them out of that area.
And his throw's going to be incomplete.
But it looked like they marched to the end zone. He's hit a momentary roadblock with that incompletion. No need to panic. They just got to come up with a high percentage play call and see if they can get their offense back on track.
Here comes the 8th play of the drive, and they need a full 10 yards on 3rd down. Now we've got whistles and movement up front. I think this is against Seattle. So the false start certainly doesn't help matters as they'll try again now. 3rd and long.
Hey, 5. Hey, 20.
To throw is gone. Going up top. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown. A big play there with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Seahawks are an extra point away from drawing level. Extra point right down the middle. And that will tie us at 24. So all square here in this 3rd quarter as the kick's away. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. The Los Angeles offense set to begin their next drive. Their halftime lead now evaporated. We're back to level following that touchdown a moment ago.
And that shouldn't change the mindset a whole lot from an offense.
And that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown, LA! A great effort there. 66 yards. And the Rams have taken the lead.
And when you're thinking about your opening drive in the 3rd quarter, you're thinking about exactly that, putting together a drive. But instead, what did we get?
Big pass downfield, touchdown. I thought, okay, just sitting back in my chair, let's get eased in, a couple runs. No, boom.
Yeah, forget the body blows, folks. Let's throw the big shot right now.
Extra point splits the uprights, and they will take a 7-point lead. The Rams kickoff team on the field, and here we go with the ball in the air. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They did what they had to do to start this 3rd quarter. Went down, got the touch. Bottled up, fumble. It's out, it's loose. Another win. There goes Green. And they are going to score on the fumble return. Touchdown, LA. This was a close game. They needed a little breathing room, or they got it right there on that return for a touchdown.
Yeah, we would say that this could be huge. Forget it. It was huge. Gave him a comfortable lead.
Point after, right down the middle. And the lead now up to 14.
Seahawks 24.
And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard
line. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And let's just say they're going to be looking to start over on this drive. A few moments ago, they were in the exact situation, but their first play led to a fumble that was returned for 6.
Yeah, you definitely have to have a short memory to play in the NFL. You got to remember what you did wrong so you don't repeat it. But you can't dwell on it because then you will repeat it, and that's what you don't want to do.
Ball on the 32. It's 2nd and 2.
Get it. Check the Eagles. Check the Rangers. Check the Rangers.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw.
There's a short one caught by Arroyo.
2 yards, good enough for a first.
Arroyo
That was a route run, not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
19 tight, 19, Tiger, 19.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. And that is incomplete.
They certainly thought he had an open look beyond the first down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he's got Smith and Jigba. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. That catch puts him over 70 yards receiving now as he's got a first down.
Ready?
And they'll send the tight end in motion here. And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much.
Offense was moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earned a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. Back to throw again. And his throw is incomplete.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. They'll look to throw again. And that is incomplete.
I think it's safe to say that he's made some questionable decisions out there so far. Forced some throws into tight coverage. He's already been picked off in this game. 4th down now, but he was fortunate on that one not to have another turnover on his ledger.
The 3 straight incompletions, they don't care. That hasn't dissuaded them. They're going to go for it on 4th.
Here we go. Hawk 7, Buffalo 18. Ready?
He'll look to throw. And now another turnover as this one's intercepted. And now off to the races down the right side. And he will bring it back. It's an interception return for a Rams touchdown. Well, if there was any thought that this thing might turn around for this offense in the second half, I think those thoughts pretty well dashed after that interception return there.
It just has not been a good outing for this unit whatsoever. There's no other way to say it. They've been overmatched, haven't performed to the level that they've needed, and that throw there is just going to contribute to this game getting out of hand.
Extra point right down the middle. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21.
Seahawks 24.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.